Let's talk about how this got started. How did the food pantry get its beginning here?
We were challenged as a church to go public and impact our community. And so we put out an appeal for those that had a vision to minister to their community. And two ladies, Paula LaFawn and Susan Wegman, had a dream about feeding the poor, feeding those that were hungry, feeding those that were in need. And so in March of 2008, we opened the food pantry by feeding 3 families. And that's how it got started. It was also not just about feeding, but it was also about praying for people. And as it continued to go on, at the end of 2008, of course, we had an economic crisis. And by the end of 2008, we were feeding hundreds of families. But it started just with a little simple challenge, a vision, and a dream that has certainly been fulfilled beyond our wildest dreams.
Who are a lot of these people who come in? What are some of their problems?
The needs that we meet are really all the crisis things that families go through, that they have no place else to turn. There's illness that we minister to. There's financial needs that we pray about. There's family situations. There are just any number of situations that would reach any family. These families, unfortunately, don't have the resources to take care of these things in other ways, or seek counselors, or to seek out help. And we really try to minister to people. It doesn't matter what they drive. It doesn't matter what kind of a nice house they live in. On the physical end of it, we really feel that if we can help them with food, they might be able to pay their power bill. If we can help them spiritually, it might give a second hope to these people.
Were you guys surprised that there was such a large need in Morton? Not that any town is perfect, but certainly from 3 to hundreds of families a month, that's quite an increase.
Yes.
Yeah, it was. And of course, what we found out is that not only were we catching Morton, but of course, as the word of mouth got around, we were seeing them from all over Tazewell County. And let me say this again, that's become our primary service area is Tazewell County. So we have people come from every major and small community here in Tazewell County. And quite frankly, we were amazed not only at how many we had from communities like Morton, East Peoria, Washington, Pekin, but we were also amazed by the depth of the rural poverty that we saw. People who are out in these little tiny communities who have no food resources whatsoever and are really desperate out there. So I think that's one of the things that really surprised us in the really rural areas, how desperate situations are.
We have volunteers that come from all over the place. Originally, of course, it started within the body of Trinity Church and has grown quite a bit. Now we have volunteers from other area churches, from other organizations that will call and say, how can we help? We also have a lot of volunteers that are people who have come to Community Harvest as guests to receive food. And then they come here and they're so impressed with what they see and how they're treated that they say, what can I do to help? And so they come back, and I would say some of our most dedicated volunteers that we have are people who have come as guests to begin with. So it has been a wonderful experience, and we're glad to have the volunteers that we do. We need them throughout the week as well as on Saturday mornings. So it's really an important thing.